देखे क्रिकेट टीवी जहां मिलने लगी क्रिकेट की सारी बातें जहां जोश भी है जहां होश भी है जहां क्रिकेट है आओ देखे क्रिकेट टीवी.
Hello and welcome back to Cricket TV, all things cricket and more. I'm Hetvi Patel and we have Nikhil Morsawala with us. Today we are reviewing yesterday night's match CSK versus SRH. CSK made a lot of blunder yesterday and SRH was short of few runs but still managed to win. Let's start with the first innings. SRH was batting first yesterday. They did a really good score of 75 for 1 for the first wicket for five for the power play, and it looked really good. It almost looked like they would cross 200 very easily, and they should have, except the CSK bowlers did restrict them. One more blunder that we discussed yesterday while we were watching the match was not bringing your wicket taking bowler sooner. उसको पहला विकेट दिया और उसको फिर डेथ में लाया. उसको शायद बीच में लाते तो मे बी द रिजल्ट्स वुड हैव बीन डिफरेंट. Sir, what do you have to say on that yesterday's
And I
match?
think when they batted, losing Sanju Samson initially in the first few overs was a little setback, because if you see, Ruturaj Gaikwad made 19 of 13 deliveries, and so the run rate that he was able to garner is still not that of an opener. It's of a middle order batsman who's trying to stabilize an innings. But in this form of cricket, when you have Abhishek Sharma of the world and Suryavanshi of the world playing in the opening slots, you cannot have a 19 of 13 balls, and this has been a standard for Rituraj in the last few matches. He's not been able to score at a fast clip. I think he should then push himself back and not come in the opening slot, because Ayush Matre is known to open also for the under 19, where he was the captain for the last season. I think he needs to think about it, Rituraj himself, because his form is bad. Batting form is bad, and he needs to sort of realign his thinking to his current form. Ayush Matre did his job. I think the bad news is that he got injured during the batting or later on, and he may not be available for the rest of the
Next.
season. That still we are still waiting for some news on that. But he did his job perfectly. 13 balls, 30 runs, wonderful, super batting. And Matthew Shaw did his stuff. Sarfraz Khan did his stuff. But Shivam Dubey, 21 of 16, he's not supposed to be doing that. He's supposed to be doing 30, 40 of 16. That's his job. So again, you are seeing subpar performances from people who are supposed to perform at a certain level. They're doing okay, they're doing average, but average doesn't work here. Because you are against teams that are super average. They were far above the normal run of play. So you have to then perform to your potential or even higher than that. And here you're doing much below par. So Shivam Dubey cannot make 21 of 16. Jamie Overton 16 of 15. When you come in at that point of time, you're supposed to be hitting all over the place. You can't be anchoring an innings or doing slow. So I think a little off color performance 184 is never enough when you are when you're chasing a Sunrise Hyderabad score of 194. 194 for Sunrise Hyderabad, when they made 194, I thought, यार मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ 230 240 पार है एसआरएच के लिए. 194 बनाया, लेकिन सामने सीएसके था तो निकल गए. लेकिन और कोई टीम होती तो 194 बनाना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. तो आपने देखा कि संजू सैमसन, ऋतुराज गायकवाड़, जेमी ओवरटन, शिवम दुबे एक्सलेट नहीं कर पाए. बॉलिंग शायद, I don't know whether it was a good bowling or whether I think it was subpar batting. I would say combination of the two. But मुझे लगता है कि CSK somewhere, again, I come back to the captain's performance. जब 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 आपका कप्तान खेलता है और परफॉर्म करता है तो एक जोश आता है. जैसे उन्होंने विकेट लिया, आप और मैं साथ में देख रहे थे वो मैच. उन्होंने पहले वो ट्रेविस हेड का जो कैच लिया उसको आउट करने के लिए, वो बहुत ही बढ़िया कैच. जैसे उन्होंने वो कैच लिया, आपने देखा कैसे गैल्वनाइज हो गया पूरा टीम. और वो एक वहां का एक बॉडी लैंग्वेज चेंज हो गया फील्ड के ऊपर. ये बहुत जरूरी है कि ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ अपने आप बल्लेबाज होके कुछ आके अपना परफॉर्म करे. तो ही नीड्स टू थिंक अबाउट हिज पोजीशनिंग. शुड ही कम ऑन टॉप, come later? But now with Ayush Matre out of the reckoning, I don't think you have a choice. You may see Gaikwad still in that position. And who will come in place of Matre is a big question mark for
CSK.
CSK.
Yeah.
Let's hope that it's not a very long-term thing for Ayush, and let's hope a proper replacement is able to come. On Hyderabad's batting side, Abhishek Sharma, I mean, what do you say, 59 of 22. He does his job and he comes and he goes. He really, I mean, when he plays, he's unstoppable. And I think that was a brilliant innings. Klassen in his own class, 59 of 39. He did his job. The later half, and I will come to Praful Inge later. I have a special word for him. But your comments on what happened yesterday before I come
It
in on
was,
Praful.
yeah, it was a brilliant match yesterday. The fact that SRH batted first, I think CSK won the toss and chose to bowl. And again, that's a bold decision to make. I think the other way around, maybe it could have been a different scenario that we are
Yes,
looking at.
yes,
And Ruturaj Gaikwad needs to step up as a captain now. He's not making the right decisions. I have no idea why your wicket taking bowler was not brought in the middle overs, was not
absolutely.
that could have put brakes on SRH. They might have scored less than 194 very easily had Klassen gone out early, had because he was the one that scored really well last night for SRH. uh, they're not looking inconsistent for now. I think SRH can be, can be not just be a problem maker, a troublemaker for the top four. And they can be a part of top four if they keep performing this way. But yes, their bowlers are also a concern. Your thoughts on bowlers? I'm waiting for your comments on
Yeah,
bowlers.
हम जब पिछले मैच में जब प्रफुल्ल ने वो 3 विकेट लिए पहले ओवर में और साकिब हुसैन ने भी अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया था, तब भी हमने ये कमेंट किया था कि एक मैच से कुछ होता नहीं है। और वो अशेक maybe it was a foresight or our instinct that tells us that don't go by one performance. So this young man has to understand that pace is not everything. Again, I go back to Umran Akmal, 3 seasons back, fastest bowler in India, suddenly disappeared from the scene. Where is he? The
Yeah.
only reason is that you did not focus on line, length, and the pitch condition. You just kept on bowling very fast. Bowling very fast is not the objective of a fast bowler. That your pace is supposed to be one thing in your weapon. What about your line? What about your length? What about your pitch? What about your seam? What about the way the angle of your arm when you throw the ball? What about the batsman's weakness? Whom are you bowling to, left-hander, right-hander? These are important things. And so in a crunch match, when you give away 54 runs in 3 overs, I think that doesn't speak a lot for your class, does it? The fact that his captain gave him the last over to bowl, I think he
Mhm.
was very brave because he could defend that. He could stop the other team from making the runs. But I think that was uh, maybe the captain had no choice and he had to give him that over. But my heart was in my mouth my God, is he bowling and he's already given 18 runs and over, and he's the right choice. But a lesson for him. Sakib Hussain, also not very successful, but at least I think he was economical. He sort of came across as more evolved. Prafulinge came across as more hot-headed, more a lot of aggression, but that aggression has to be tempered with a certain element of being able to understand match conditions and play accordingly. I think he has a lot to learn. Good raw material, but it's still raw. And I think the captain should not just assume that he will play in every match uh, that he plays in, and should be used probably in short bursts or 1 overs, or I don't know. I think that will evolve. But a good lesson for the young man that every day is not Sunday and you need to perform consistently to be counted in the top 10 or top 20.
You mentioned Ehsan Malinga in our preview, that he'll come to he could make a difference, and he did.
He has a sense of the big match. When you see a player and his body language on the field, you know that he is a big match player. You know the temperament that he comes in with, the aggression, uh, mild, I would say, controlled aggression that he comes in with, where he is not flashy but shows his aggression. I think he has all the trappings of a good cricketer. and he has to be nursed. And this comes, when you observe him, don't observe him as a bowler because he's a bowler. Observe him when he's fielding and see his sense of that match and how he's attuning his positioning, his anticipation of what the batsman is going to do, and therefore the ability to take catches and do runouts when he's a fielder. As a bowler, I don't put him on a very high pedestal. He's a good bowler, but he's not. He still has to evolve as a match winning bowler. He played well yesterday, but he is a good part of the team. You can't expect him to be a spearhead, but he can be. So he's like, I would say, like a Ravindra Jadeja. He's evolving into that sort of a cricketer where he will bring in all the three elements: bowling, batting, fielding. On the batting side, I think I haven't seen him much in action, but if he's able to play that role of stabilizing an innings or coming in towards the end and doing something which he's supposed to do, he could be evolve into a complete all-round cricketer. But I'm very impressed with that young man because of his attitude and the way he brings in that cricketing sense to whatever he's doing and not getting bogged down by being hit and not. You never see him mayus or with his shoulders drooping. He's always there. He's always wanting to do something, even though he may have been hit for 15, 20 runs in one over. You don't see his body language changing. He's still at it. He's still confident. That's a great attitude. That's why I singled him out. He is going to be a good, very good asset for his team going forward.
All right, so that's the wrap for our review from CSK versus SRH. I think CSK camp will be looking hard at their bowling in the power play because when you ask bowlers to defend 184, every run in the first phase matters. So I think they'll have to consider how their bowling unit comes together. On paper, everybody is looking good. Even the batting unit is looking good, but of course, everybody will have to step up. Otherwise, they too will stay at the bottom of the table. Stay with us. We'll be previewing the upcoming matches: KKR versus RR Rajasthan Royals and Punjab versus Lucknow Super Giants. We'll see you in the previews. Thank you.
आओ देखे क्रिकेट टीवी जहां मिलेगी क्रिकेट की सारी बातें जहां जोश भी है जहां होश भी है जहां क्रिकेट है